Now, if you were with us in the last video, what we did was we went up into the Macabacus section of the ribbon. Right here under Settings, if we click Configure, we're going to see right at the top we've got the ability to influence the color palette, and we went through the process of manually adding in this first color with an RGB code of 2509828. What we want to do right now is go through what we consider a pro tip for using import colors from Excel to get your color palette organized and inputted into Macabacus really quickly. Let's jump in. So what we're going to do now is just close out of this dialog box just by clicking cancel here. The first thing we want to do is start to look at our color palette. First thing that we've done is we've organized things into a grid. Recall that the color palette for Macabacus is 8 squares wide. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 squares wide, and we have 7 squares tall. So we've organized the page setup so that we can see this 8x7 grid. The next thing that we've done in advance down below is we've dropped in the colors that we use for corporate branding here at CFI. So what you'd want to do is go through your corporate branding documents and pull the RGB codes and get them colored into the fill colors in these cells in Excel. Dropping these in as fill colors allows us to organize and move them around really easily. For instance, we can see here that these blues are nicely organized from dark down to light, but the oranges are slightly out of order. So we can easily now do cut and paste to just cut and paste these around until we get them exactly into the order that we want. Now let's think about how we want these particular colors positioned up into our palette. In this case, we might want the black and gray colors to be on the left. So we could easily just select these like this, do a cut, and start pasting them over into the left side of our palette. Similarly, we may want the blues to come up next as a nice transition from the blacks over to blue. So we could cut these and again, position them into our palette. Finally, we can go down here, grab the remaining orange colors and cut them and put them up right in this corner of our palette. You may want more colors on your palette for your corporate branding, but this will work really nicely for this demonstration. So essentially what we've done is we've organized everything in advance and we visually stacked it to the exact position where we want it into our color palette. So we've done the hard work up front. Now the final step is going to be really easy. We just go over to the color palette and we effectively select everything that's here. Go up to the Macabacus section of the ribbon, right under Settings, Configure. We're going to go right in here where it says Color Palettes. And for the palette colors, we're going to import colors from Excel, and instantly they've been brought right into our color palette super fast. Again, we find this to be the easiest way and the most intuitive way to organize things. We get them all configured and organized into Excel, and then we instantly import them up into Macabacus. It makes things really, really easy. In the next video, we'll talk about how to push this color palette out across your organization and also all of the places where the color palette can be used to configure even more settings. We'll see you there. If you're enjoying these tips and would like to see more of our content, please like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for your support, and we'll see you soon in the next video.